So even stretching is kind of.
This is a heavy song.
I'm going to read with the open mic, guys, for stuff that hasn't been published yet. So this is stuff in my last year's book, the 2017 book, Roaming Outward. I'm just going to do 2 of those. Okay, this one was published before it went in the book in Ancient Paths Literary Magazine. It's called New Proverb. On this side of eternity, I see nothing but snares, yet my destination lies through them. And a dirty secret of wisdom seems to be that you cannot avoid every snare. Some you cannot see until they have you, wrapped like a sprung net from a Hollywood adventure flick. Some you can barely feel as they coil gently around you like a boa constrictor whispering her quiet reassurances. Some are so well baited that you walk in willingly, knowing the reward and hoping that the suffering will not come, but it comes always. And with the scars of wisdom comes a new kind of seeing. And here, my beloved, lies the ultimate dirty secret of wisdom. There are some snares that you must never avoid. Faith is a snare. Hope is a snare. Love is a snare. Let them have you. Published in 2016 in Silver Blade magazine. It's called How It All Started. Once there was a potent, erratic particle that contained everything. And because it contained everything, it was entirely, acutely self-aware. It wobbled around massively, creating space and destroying time, preserving momentum and reversing entropy. It played with the speed of light just for giggles and let it run in a million wavelengths of orange peel per 9 billion dragon flaps. That was a hoot. Then it fiddled with vacuum impedance and the polyester suit electron charge for a while longer, just because it could. It got bored, it got excited, it got forgetful, it recovered, it split, it combined, it undulated lasciviously. I promised you guys erotica, so eventually it decided to die just to see what would happen. So it created a deep singularity and jumped off the edge, falling at variable speeds until it found one it liked. Its bottom hit the bottom while its top was still at the top, and it squirted fragments of matter that became stars and coffee and dogs, and oddly in only 2 places, unicorns and flying monkeys. Humans came later, and because the clever ones liked fireworks, they grossly misnamed the big squirt. That was okay. Eventually the octopi will wise up and get their shot at physics, and we'll see a thing or eight. That published in 2018. It's called We May Learn. It's some poems. History of where these got published. So some of them have been published only in this book. Some of them have been published in other magazines. This is a good one, and I remember these guys. They were called the Broke Bohemian magazine. The Broke Bohemian. They're cool guys. And I did a video to promote this thing, and I did this poem for the video. It's called So Many Troubles. You like it? Okay. Smiling. I'm driving toward the treadmill of my day job, and I find myself behind a magnificent black Cadillac. The tag reads, Blues Man. I follow the road yacht in my sensible Japanese car, in awe of its Jovian gravitas. This monster could hold a crooning man and his bad luck buddies with, Lord, so many troubles keeping the man down, yearning to be free. I see the driver's coffee-colored shaven head shining in the morning sun, and I wonder, could I ever be as cool as this biscuit-rolling hoochie-coochie rounder with one elbow out the window? I'm going bald, so maybe there's hope. But I'd need to make everything about sex. More erotica, y'all. Stand by. Grind in the coffee. Georgia crawl. Easy rider. Honey dripper. Jelly roll. Salty dog. He stops at the red light where I have to turn toward my day job. The light changes and the ponderous caddy rolls on toward that boogie chilling horizon, unhurried. I turn, as usual, toward the daily grind. Everyone knows you gotta pay your dues before you can sing the blues. This one is only in the book, it's not in a magazine anywhere. It's called Nondescript. I generally disliked the shaggy dog with the one milky eye. I could appreciate the irony that her name was the same as my ex's. But that alone was not enough to explain the dark cloud in my mind as she continued toward me, her leash dragging empty behind her. Again, her keeper abandoned in the darkness of our drowsy neighborhood. Now, no, what really irked me was that she always ignored me. Each time we met during my nocturnal walks without even a polite crotch sniff to make the tryst worth reporting to her canine cronies. To be uninteresting to dogs is a new level of nondescript. But it is still a notch above the invisibility achieved when driving a car filled with chattering preteen girls. On the way home from a movie about a female pop singer who is secretly in love with a hunky werewolf who sells her product placement name here. Perfume at the mall in order to save enough money to pay for an operation for a kitten he rescued from a gang of smelly teenage boys. The girls didn't even notice the milky-eyed dog I had corralled in the passenger seat to return to her frantic owner. Still no crotch sniff, but the night was young. Okay. The first winner is 721484. 721484. You won the first one last time, didn't you? Come on!
I know. Obviously.
And she only bought like $1,000 worth of tickets too, so it's amazing. Okay, good choice. You've already got the other one, don't you? Yeah! Okay. Hey, do you want me to read while you buy a ticket? That's not how we buy the tickets here. We have a process. We have, yeah. You want 6? It's, okay, we're doing 1 for 5, 3 for 10. So she gave me 20, so that's 2 tickets, right? This one's a short one, so hang in there. This one's called The Hot Gates. Does anybody know the story of the 300,
Yes.
the 300 Spartans at Thermopylae? Or the Thermopylae is Greek for the hot gates. And So King Leonidas and 300 guys just tore the shit up of a bunch of Persians one day. So this is kind of like that. Everyone has drawn a line in the sand. Some are invisible. That job held with desperation to keep the insurance. That degree, the ticket to finally get out of here. That novel that has been rejected 12 times and it's going out again. The line in the sand is what puts steel in your spine. Rock of the Marne, Stonewall Jackson, the goal line stand, do or die. I don my ragged cowboy hat and dirty gloves. I have a gallon of weed killer. Call me Leonidas. I've got another 40 minutes. My contract says I have 40 minutes. Okay. Just relax. We'll be all right.
Where's your lawyer?
My business manager says.
Hey, 28.7.
Okay, good. What was
You're
that?
not a good
It's a
poster.
poster.
You could put somebody's eye out with that.
That was the intention.
See what I mean? And it's just going to get worse. See, this is, the drinks haven't even really got rolling yet, so this
You've been written now.
it's going to get another small one. This one's and this one is, there's a kind of poetry called confessional poetry, and it's kind of a big deal sometimes for some people. This is a confessional poetry because I know my wife does not read my books, so this is the only time she's ever going to hear this.
That's rude. Why don't you tell me about them, though?
This one is called The Greater Good. We always told the children to tell the truth, but that was a lie.
It was.
Sometimes I do not tell the entire truth. But is that always bad? My wife hates spiders. I found a gigantic spider lurking in the garage. I mean, this thing belongs in a Hollywood movie. It is gray and hairy and unhurried in its ponderous magnificence. How do I explain why I have not slayed it yet? Frankly, I don't enjoy giant spiders, but I enjoy killing even less. Plus, I might need a shotgun to take it down. So, the drive-in movie Spider lives. How is that bad? The spider's happy, my wife is not unhappy, and I'm not a killer. I'll let God be the referee on this one. After all, He made the giant spider, and He made my wife afraid of spiders, and He made me full of contradictions. I'm not going to read some of this, because I'm reading the crowd, and I think you're kind of a raucous crowd. Raucous. Troublemakers. All right, this is the last one. It's a kind of a long one, so bear with me. This one is, who's going to church tomorrow? You guys all going to church tomorrow? Church? All you? Going to church tomorrow? Yeah. Okay. This one's called The Book of Jerry. People think Jerry is just another crazy, shabby street guy. His buddy Butch never says much, but he's always scribbling in a ratty spiral notebook with a chewed pencil stub. Maybe he's taking notes for some far-off future generation that might care one day. Jerry talks about the deceit of the times, about how one dude says he digs you and at the same time plans to rip you off. People are lost, he says, bouncing from distraction to distraction, anything to ignore the shit on TV and the shit right on their street. People are exhausted, flitting from one addiction to the next, squabbling over the smallest offense, taking out mice with chain guns at every opportunity. Beware, he cries, finally wound up. Butch scribbles furiously, spiral notebook in his lap, rocking like a kid off his Ritalin. Our time of testing is near, Jerry says. throwing his arms wide, tattoo fingers splayed as if an electric current is running through them. We've had it too easy. Too much debris is built up without a forest fire to clean it out. A fire is coming. Weep while you can, he says. Weep all you hills, you birds, you mothers, and teach your children to wail. Butch fills the last line on the last page, pencil poised for more, but he's out of real estate. He stops rocking, frozen, like a recorder with a dead battery. Jerry stops, one open hand raised high, a lightning rod summoning the storm, eyes clenched, wrinkled on the edges. Then he slowly lowers his hand and straightens an imaginary wrinkle in his shabby jacket and ends with a murmur. If you're smart, keep it to yourself. If you're strong, hide it. If you're rich, bury it deep. But if you can't keep your mouth shut, at least say this: one is coming soon who will fix all this shit. There always is. He relights a stubbed out butt and walks away. Butch watches him go and closes his notebook. Thanks. Here we go. Number 721477. Do not get your husband's book. That's cheating. I'd like to see the evidence to look a little shady to me. I'm trying to cover it up with one finger. Last chance for love.
Last chance.
Yes, it's the last chance
Last chance.
for romance tonight. Here we go. 721490. Thanks everybody for participating. Hey, do you know how much money? Business manager. Do you know how much money we've done so far? She'll get back to you.
$7 million.
7 million.
We're goal was
7
$9
million
million.
Venezuelan dollars.
Somebody.